Hi there, and welcome to the Cotswold Explorer. I'm Robin Shuckburgh, and we're exploring the wonderful region of the Cotswolds in southwest England. We've decided to revisit the centre of the region and find some hidden gems, places that are not quite so famous, but still just as beautiful. And I'm taking you just a touch into Oxfordshire again. We're in the little village of Kingham. We're very close to Daylesford. This is the part of the Cotswolds that has become extremely trendy and ritzy. And the air is buzzing with streamers. It is being manicured within an inch of its life. I'm not sure that I'm going to enjoy this village. I hope I am. I'm going to show you around or whatever. The church is wonderful. Come with me. Here in the village of Kingham, probably our last visit to the county of Oxfordshire, we are a couple of miles south of Chipping Norton, slap bang in the middle of the new ritzy Cotswolds. You've already heard the whine of the strimmers and roar of the lawnmowers, manicuring the place to death. It smells of delicious cut grass, but all the time, and never of wild flowers or cowpats. Jeremy Clarkson's diddly squat farm is just down the road, and of course Lord Bamford and his wife live at Lord Hastings' old house, Daylesford, just a 5-minute drive northwest of here, where she has a thriving and very clever upmarket organic farm shop, where you can spend your month's food allowance on a sandwich. The Wild Rabbit, one of the two excellent foodie pubs in this village, belongs to her. Alex James, the bass guitarist of the band Blur, farms very near here, making some spectacularly good Cotswold cheeses. And this isn't even to mention the Beckhams, Murdochs, David Cameron, our ex-Prime Minister and current Foreign Secretary, and almost every other celebrity you can think of, who have all suddenly decided that our local countryside is heaven on earth. The truth is, they're right. And I suppose it was inevitable that we would be found out one day. Also, you could easily argue that it is their money and enthusiasm that will keep the great houses from collapse and bring much-needed industry and income to this ex-agricultural community. Clarkson demonstrates only too clearly how difficult it is to make a living from farming these days. I imagine most of you already know of Jeremy series Clarkson's Farm. If not, let me recommend it to you. It's a brilliant and extremely funny insight into the world of British farming. I have to admit, however, that all this glamour and ritziness makes even me feel a little uneasy. Jeremy's, and indeed my, late and much lamented old friend A. A. Gill, the famously acerbic journalist and travel writer, once sat with Jeremy in a cafe in Stow on the Wold, about 12 minutes' drive west of here, and decided Stow thinks it's a little smug hobnob stuck in a tin of dog biscuits. Without hyperbole, exaggeration or overstatement, it's the worst place in the world. Later, he told local journalist Katie Jarvis, "What makes the Cotswolds so catastrophically ghastly is its steepling, piss-yellow vanity. They are the natural home of Morris dancers, or to give them their technical term, living garden gnomes. They play host to Blenheim Palace, an architectural evocation of bipolar depression. And worst of all, they're stuffed full of countryside, a technically bankrupt wasteland of malpractice, subsidy and subsistence." He went on to say, "There's an innate ghastliness about weekend part-time country. And it's not like dachas in Russia or holiday homes on Long Island. There is actually a whole pretense that it's a real place. But I know with Oxfordshire they actually fold it up and put it away on Monday. I guess it does no harm for those of us who love this place to get a glimpse of the views of those who don't, particularly when expressed with such brilliant eloquence. Here in Kingham, we're at the very centre of that weekend part-time Cotswold country. The village has always been important. There's been a settlement here since well before the birth of Christ, with evidence of Romano-British remains. In 1086, in the Domesday Book, the lord of the manor is recorded as Geoffrey de Mandeville, Earl of Essex. In 1313, Ralph de Chastelain was appointed Knight of the Shire of Oxfordshire and started the construction of the church in Kingham. And Ralph's son Gilbert started sheep farming here in about 1360. Kingham survived extremely well on the wool industry. In 1380, William of Wykeham bought the manor and used it to endow New College in Oxford, thus cementing Kingham's past. In 1855, the railway came to Kingham, drawing a man called Caleb Lachbury to move here with the company he had inherited from his father, manufacturing threshing machines. Lachbury's played a huge part in the commercial success of Kingham, right up until its closure in 1987. The church, started as we have seen in the early 1300s, was thoroughly remodelled in 1852. It has a lovely late 14th century three-stage tower with battlements and pinnacles, but the startlingly beautiful 19th century Gothic Revival close-packed pews with bench ends and frontals carved from local freestone catch your eye and attention on entering the church. They are carved with blind tracery and fleur-de-lis poppy heads by a local mason named John Jackson. He also made a matching stone pulpit. The carved stone reredos and the painted altar table are well worth a look, and there are several monuments to see as well. The church is lovely, with a delightful lich gate built in 1902 to welcome you into what is one of the neatest churchyards we've come across in the whole Cotswolds. Drop in on Kingham one day, if just to see how the other half live. I hope you've enjoyed our little trip around Kingham. I may have been just a tiny bit unfair in my introduction here. The place is lovely, it's obviously well kept, the quality of the restaurants is unquestionable. It's just that there's a feel about the place that is different from what we're used to, and maybe it makes me feel a little uneasy. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can find us on all the other platforms. Don't forget to press the little bell icon when you do. That way we can let you know whenever we put something up. Don't forget to go to our website, cotswoldexplorer.co.uk, where you will find everything we've ever done. We'll see you again very soon, somewhere else in the Cotswolds.